is not capable of action.
Order! We shall have order!
As a people, you called out for change, for leadership, and I humbly answered.
Commerce skills are preparing for war, there can be no doubt of that.
I will not let this republic be split in two.
The republic cannot be fixed. It is time to start over.
This is a crisis. The Senate must vote the Chancellor emergency powers. He can then approve the creation of an army.
The Republic military presence is the only defense against the Separatists.
Vote down this security measure, which is nothing less than a declaration of war.
Isn't it remarkable that the words of a single senator,
May our people be free and
safe, can sway the thoughts of millions?
As my first act with this new authority, I will create a grand army of the Republic to counter the increasing threats of the Separatists.
Wake up, senators! You must wake up! If you offer the Separatists violence, they can only show violence in return. Many will lose their lives, all will lose their freedom. Does anyone here want that? I cannot believe they do.
We must keep our faith in the Republic. The day we stop believing democracy can work is the day we lose it.
This war is becoming less and less popular every day it persists.
The Constitution is in shreds, amendment after amendment.
There are those who would divert the money to the war with no thought for what the people need to survive. Who are we fighting for?
How many lives on both sides have to end before we see the futility?
Have you ever considered that we may be on the wrong
I asked George Lucas if I could be in the Star Wars movies, and he said yes. When it came time, and I asked George what happened to my part in the movie, he said, well, the bacon it never really went away, and it's still available. How to purchase at your local Wendy's restaurant, or the bacon meal, which comes with a cold drink in hot fries, or to start off your day, or the breakfast bacon meat at participating restaurants.
In school, I was of the, I don't know, angry young man.
Sure, you were a rebel.
I come out of anthropology.
Yeah.
So my focus is social systems.
Right.
And in science fiction, you got two branches. One is science.
Yeah.
And the other is social.
Right.
I'm much more of the 1984 kind of guy.
Sure.
I am
THX 1138.
Be very honest with the spaceship guy.
Yeah.
The spaceship. I got into spaceships out of cars.
Yeah.
I love cars. I love going fast.
Going fast.
So, I like spaceships.
Yeah.
But it isn't the science, aliens, and all that kind of stuff that I get focused on. It's the how do the people react to all those things? And how do they accommodate them?
Yeah.
So that's the part that really fascinates me and I'm interested in.
You did something very interesting with Star Wars, if you think about it. The good guys are the rebels. They're using asymmetric warfare against a highly organized empire. I think we call those guys terrorists today. We call them Mujahideen, we call them Al-Qaeda.
When I did it, they were Viet Cong.
Exactly. So were you thinking of that at the time?
Yes.
So it was a very anti-authoritarian, very kind of 60s against the man kind of thing, nested deep inside of a fantasy.
Or a colonial, we're fighting the largest empire in the world.
Right.
And we're just a bunch of hayseeds in coonskin hats who don't know nothing.
That's right.
And it was the same thing with the Vietnamese.
Yep.
The irony of that one is in both of those, the little guys won.
Right.
And the big, highly technical empire,
the English Empire, right?
The English
British
Empire, the American Empire, lost.
Yeah.
That was the whole point.
But that's a classic us not profiting from the lesson of history, because you look at the inception of this country and it's a very noble fight of the underdog against the massive empire. You look at the situation now where America is so proud of being the biggest economy, the most powerful military force on the planet. It's become the empire from the perspective of a lot of people around the world.
It was the empire during the Vietnam War. And But we never learned, from England or Rome or, a dozen other empires that went on for hundreds of years or sometimes thousands of years. We never got it. We never said, well, wait, this isn't the right thing to do. And we're still struggling with it.
And they fall because of failure of leadership or government often. And
Mostly
you have a great line, which is, so this is how liberty dies.
We're in the middle of it right now.
To thunderous applause. Exactly. It was a condemnation of populism in a science fiction context.
That's a theme that runs all the way through Star Wars.
I think science fiction is so good at these kind of social themes.
Yeah, the great thing about Star Wars is I had that's a theme that runs all the way through Star Wars.
I think science fiction is so good at these kind of social themes.
Yeah, the great thing about Star Wars is
it was a condemnation of populism in a science fiction context.
That's a theme that runs all the way through Star Wars.
I think science fiction is so good at these kind of social themes.
Yeah, the great thing about Star Wars is I had a vessel that I could throw anything into.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest problems you have in science fiction with movies, they don't have it in books or anything, but in movies, you have to create a real world.
Yeah.
And it's a real world that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And you have to do what Kurosawa used to say is, it has to have immaculate reality.
Yeah.
Even though it's not
real. I like
real.
that term, yeah.
I'm about to cash this check for $50,000 for an accident I was involved in over 5.
In school, I was of the, angry young man.
Sure, you were a rebel.
I come out of anthropology.
Yeah.
So my focus is social systems.
Right.
And in science fiction, you got two branches. One is